make you nervous. A tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster. A reckoning, you wonder how I got this way.
Hi guys, so I saw some other headlines from the UK tabloid media. One of them was really interested. It said something to the effect of, "This is the Invictus Games, not the Oscars," as some kind of rebuke against Meghan, right? So it's kind of like, yes, ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you yet another absolutely deranged meltdown from the British tabloid media, okay? That they're now saying that Meghan is acting as though the Invictus Games is really the Oscars. I mean, at any point did you see Meghan acting as though she was at the Oscars? I mean, let me just get this right. Meghan shows up at the Invictus Games, which is an event founded by her husband, Harry, Duke of Sussex, to honor injured veterans, and she's wearing a dark colored, what I think it's like a black dress, to give a speech or whatever. And she looked polished, okay, so we can all just collectively gasp, right? She wasn't exactly wearing a potato sack. And somehow, because she wasn't wearing a potato sack and her hair wasn't disheveled and she hadn't, wiped her face in dirt, somehow this is a crisis. Somehow this is her treating the Invictus Games as if it is, the Oscars. I mean, yeah, why don't we just take out, a big banner and just, put it all over in the Invictus Games? Megan breathes, outrage ensues, or Megan seen looking happy, Megan kissing her husband. Let's call the police, right? Let's just why don't we put that on a banner for these just morons at this point. These moronic people masquerading as journalists over in the UK and in the tabloid ecosystem over there. I mean, what exactly do they want Megan to do at this point? Roll around wearing a potato sack like I had just asked, smear dirt on her face. I mean, think about it. Megan treating the Invictus like the Oscars. What, they want her to crawl on her knees sobbing apologies for the crime of being photogenic. I mean, even if she were wearing a potato sack, it would be like something out of, I mean, I don't even know, Vogue or something, some kind of, fashion, one of those fashion shows. I can't even remember the words I'm trying to find here. But, like, I mean, what is it they want her to do? It's not her fault that she's photogenic, right? And it's kind of a hypocrisy as well because there are all these royals, in the royal family in full designer outfit at public engagements, and this is not only labeled as fine, it's expected that, when you are royal and you make a public engagement, there's going to be some glam factor to it, but nobody's accusing them of treating it like it's the Oscars. I mean, assuming, they'd actually get off their posteriors and actually go out there and make an impact, right? I mean, because look, let's be real. If Kate or Camilla wore the exact same dress that Meghan wore, where they're saying that Meghan is treating the Invictus Games like it's the Oscars, it would be called classy, it would be called elegant, it would be called graceful, right? But with Meghan, it's the Oscars. It's attention seeking. How dare she look beautiful? How dare she not look disheveled and cheap and whatever other words you want to put on her? How dare she not get in her lane, wherever that is, her dirt road, and, plaster her face in mud and, humiliate her husband. How dare she not do that? How dare she be graceful and classy and elegant and photogenic and beautiful? How dare she? And here's the best part. Harry and Meghan are not the ones photographing themselves. They are not the ones photographing themselves and splashing these images all over the world, okay? That would be, I don't know, Backgrid or Getty or Reuters or Daily Mail themselves or whomever. I mean, every other media outlet out there making a fortune off of Harry and Meghan's image, Harry and Meghan's projects, Harry and Meghan's, you know, public excursions. I mean, anything Harry and Meghan. They love it. We love it. We all love it. I cop to it. We love it. It's amazing. We can't get enough of this, right? So tell me, Daily Mail, did Meghan personally fax you the pictures or whomever, Mirror Online or Independent or whatever, accusing Meghan of using the Invictus Games as a, as an appearance at the Oscars? Did she personally fax you the pictures? Or did you just download them from a photo agency like you always do and use them for clickbait in your articles, right? And then pretend to be shocked? Is that what happened? Let's just be honest, right? This isn't about what Meghan wore. It never is, it never was, it never will be. She could show up in a hoodie and sneakers and she would still look cool and cute and amazing and clickbait. But the same people would cry, "Oh, disrespectful, sloppy. How could she wear, sneakers and a hoodie to the Invictus Games?" Or, she could wear a nun's habit or something. And it would be like, "Oh, too much attention seeking." It's just always something to complain about with these people. It's never about the clothes. It's about Meghan. It's about who she is, right? And meanwhile, guess who actually loves Meghan's presence at the Invictus Games? That's right, the veterans themselves. The people this whole event is actually for, because they know that with Meghan there, people are going to pay attention to them as well. People are going to pay attention to the games themselves. People are going to care because Meghan is there. Harry is there. Without Harry and Meghan, people are very dismissive in this world. Inclusion is something that we all have to fight for in some way, shape, or form, right? They would accuse these disabled veterans as being woke, as being DEI, as being all kinds of things, right? And just ignore them. With Harry and Meghan there, putting the spotlight on the achievements and talents of these amazing people who fought for their countries, but who now, because they have become disabled or something else, are being ignored and treated as less than, right? These people understand the value of having Harry and Meghan being, front and center and shining a spotlight on the Invictus Games, right? So here's my official message to the UK tabloids, right? We see you. We see the double standards, the faux outrage, the bad faith arguments that you make continuously and continually against Harry and Meghan, especially Meghan. Meghan could wear a literal brown paper bag and you'd still find a way to clutch your pearls all fakely like a Victorian fainting at a woman showing her ankles, all fake, right? You could clutch them and pretend to be so outraged, right? Won't someone please think of the optics, for God's sake, right? So to wrap this up, Meghan will continue to be fabulous. Harry will continue to support his own event, and Meghan will be right there with him, supporting her husband. And the tabloids will continue to choke on their own hypocrisy. Stay mad, stay pressed, stay predictable for all I care, right? Now, I think that's all for this one, you guys. Let's just fade to black. And this one is called When the Oscars Met Invictus. And it's a UK tabloid production. Yes, I'm being sarcastic. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye. And by the way, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell and leave a comment. Okay? Thanks.
I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning, you wonder how I got this way.